All right, what's up, legends? What's going on, guys? Good morning. Another day, another dollar. Let's go. Bitcoin struggling at $94,000. Can we get above? What does it mean if we cannot? We're going to get into it, guys. But first, quick shout out to Andy, my guy, my brother from another mother. He says today, Grayscale Ethereum staking ETF became the first U.S. Ethereum ETP to distribute staking rewards back to investors. You called it, boss. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We will be covering that story in a little bit as well, brother. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. That is the only super chat to start the stream. So let's dive in, guys. Let's see what's going on across the space. H. Barbarina in the house. What's happening, my guy? KD says, finally back for another live from the latest and greatest. Let's get it. KD also says, like, subscribe, and join the Patreon. Pencil next. Absolutely, guys. If you're not over in the Patreon community, you are missing the boat, my friends. You're missing the boat. We are knocking it out of the park over there. Strange Skies, what's going on? Good to see you. Ditto's in the house. What's going down? My guy Quentin, what's going on, brother? I read Jarrett's name too. Quentin, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you, man. Passenger, it's a normal Bitcoin struggling at 94K. Altcoins were dead for months. Now it's alt's time to recover. Up, up, up. Let's go. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's keep it climbing, baby. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We got 76 people watching. We got 32 likes. Not a bad ratio, but we can get to 100. I hit Gary Daly. What's going down, man? Good morning. Hit those likes. Yes, absolutely. How high can Jasmy go? Pretty high, man. So high we can touch the sky. 7 Paul, what's happening, man? Jasmy is broken out of where? So where do you think the resistance is? Let's have a look at Jasmy's chart. Everyone's requesting it. So, boom! Look at that move on Jasmy. Holy samoly. Check it out, guys. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. That's enough to get you pregnant right there. Just under a penny. Nice. I was thinking maybe we'd see a little bit of a bull flag form down here before moving up more, but Jasmy was like, nah, bro, we're just going to keep on keeping on here, man. Hold my beer. And boom, the breakout has begun. Don't be surprised, though, guys, to see some sort of a bull flag kind of form at some point here before breaking further, right? There is going to be a little bit of consolidation somewhere, not just for Bitcoin, but for the altcoins as well. Funny, because we actually talked about Jasmy yesterday, and it hit perfectly. I think it was the Patreon live last night. Someone asked me for the resistance levels, and I nailed it right up here, just below a penny. You can go back. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the Patreon live. If you're not on the Patreon, you missed the Patreon live, guys. You missed these calls, right? Could have made some money. Ben, my guy, what's happening, man? Happy Tuesday. Loving the CF Patreon community, and I pay for it, y'all. This isn't an advertisement. Go check it out. We like printed cheddar. There we go. Yes, absolutely, man. If you're in those trades, whew. Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good morning. 20-cent Jasmy is still possible. It's possible. Probably not until the, listen, not in 2026. Not in 2026. But it is possible to happen, yes. Jasmy's on fire. Absolutely it is. Morning, Rob and Weirdos. Thanks for laying out the plan on the Patreon. Yes, today would be the perfect day for the Jasmy documentary part 2 to come out. Blessings, Rob. John, good to see you, my friend. Bitcoin dominance dropping. Yes, as altcoins are starting to run. Let's go have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Gold's making a move up as well, huh? My chart is still on gold, but let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, we're waiting for that head and shoulders to play out on the Bitcoin dominance. Got a double top happening here, breakdown to around 57.93 is definitely, that's where we have to break below, right? It's definitely in the cards. So, yep, but that's the real drop we're waiting for. dropping below 57, 50, let's call it 58 even, right? Jackie says can't. Can't what? Can't what? Rockhound, good morning, crypto family. Crypto J505, what's going on? Can't seem to keep up the past 6 months. Finally, good to see some greens. Haven't missed much. Good morning, beautiful people. It's me, Mario. What's happening, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's keep this moving along, guys. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's get into the news. We're caught up in the chat. So let's see what's going on across the crypto space, shall we? I do have another video coming out later today, guys, covering StackX. So make sure you check that out. More content coming. But Arthur Hayes says central banks money printing will send Bitcoin to $575,000 by the end of 2026. I don't think I agree, but to each their own.
I'm sticking with it. I think I said $250,000 Bitcoin, and I am going to stick with that until December 31st, 11:59.
Pardon me. I tried to make it a little better for you there, Arthur. I tried to say it was 200,000, knock 50 grand off, but you're sticking with the 250. By the end of 2026, what do you think?
I think we're be 500 to 750,000 Bitcoin. I think 2026 and 2027. This is the meat of the money printing. The Trump administration is going to do what they know how to do best. What every government knows how to do best. When in doubt, print the money. If the people are unhappy, print the money and hand them a goodie. And they're going to show up at the polls and hopefully vote for you.
I guess we'll find out. He's not wrong in theory. Listen, guys, midterms are coming up this year. The administration has to do something. They got to do something. Is this going to be like the 2022 rally, 2021 rally? Possibly. Nothing is out of reach, guys, right? Fear and greed index up to 49, almost smack dab in the middle, sitting in neutral. People are starting to getting the greed on. Get your greed on. That was terrible. Altcoin season index 26 out of 100, and the average crypto RSI creeping deeper and deeper into overbought, 66.77 on the average crypto RSI index. So very interesting, guys, but we could run hot for a while. We'll see what happens. Let's get into the story Andy had brought up here. That's not this one, sorry. Goldman Sachs upgrades Coinbase stock with 303 price target. Paul, good to see you, man. I have a one-on-one today, so may I know around what time? Yeah, probably around 1:30, between 1 and 2 I try to do them. So, yeah, just keep your eyes on the prize, brother. Keep your eyes on the DMs. XCN hit 1 cent 3 last night, pretty close to my 1 cent 4. There you go, 2 cent target. Nice. That's what I like to hear, man. All right, so guys, listen, Coinbase stock, not financial advice, but now that they've entered the world of stocks, they're talking about being able to buy, I believe, gold and silver, and they're moving into a more TradFi direction, stocks as well. This could be a good play, not financial advice. Shares of Coinbase jumped 8% on Monday after Goldman Sachs raised its rating on the exchange to buy from neutral, citing diversification beyond trading operations. The investment bank increased its 12-month price target from $294 to $303 per share, representing potential 18% upside from current levels around $254.92. Goldman Sachs analyst James Yarrow stated the firm holds selective optimism about U.S. brokers and structurally growing crypto infrastructure businesses. The report highlighted Coinbase's expansion into tokenization, prediction markets, and the broader financial services as key factors supporting the upgrade. He emphasized that infrastructure plays offer more sustainable growth than trading-dependent business models. Coinbase closed Monday's session at $254.92, With minimal after-hours movement, the stock has faced pressure over the past year, but Goldman Sachs' endorsement signals renewed institutional confidence in the company's strategic direction. His research track record shows a 62% success rate with average annual returns approaching 16%. The upgrade arrives as Coinbase pursues what CEO Brian Armstrong calls an everything exchange strategy. Armstrong recently outlined plans prioritizing stablecoins, expanded exchange services, and development of the Ethereum Layer 2 network base throughout 2026. The company has integrated prediction markets through a partnership with Kelshi, capitalizing on one of 2024's fastest growing crypto sectors. Euro's base case anticipates further regulatory reform that would catalyze broader crypto adoption, particularly among institutions, whose participation has remained limited. He specifically referenced Congress's draft crypto market structure bill as critical to the ecosystem's growth. The analyst cautioned that failure to pass this legislation could present substantial headwinds for the industry. Goldman Sachs expects greater retail and institutional adoption in 2026, supported by regulatory developments under the Trump administration. The bank's outlook assumes continued momentum in use cases extending beyond pure cryptocurrency trading. Tokenization of traditional assets and prediction market growth represent two areas where Coinbase has positioned itself to capture market share. The report noted that Coinbase's recent acquisition of a clearing company supports its ambitions to offer comprehensive financial services. This infrastructure investment aligns with Goldman's thesis that sustained crypto business must build revenue streams less dependent on trading volumes. Market volatility and significantly impact trading focuses. So the long and short of it is Coinbase needs to be able to expand if they want to continue to grow, to have multiple streams of revenue coming in, not just trading volume income, right? So that could be one of the reasons, well, it's probably one of the reasons that they are expanding and becoming an everything exchange, which is very, very bullish. So Coinbase itself, I'll probably be looking into adding some Coinbase stock into my portfolio as well. But if I do, when I do, and how I do, if you want to know what my broader portfolio is, you're going to have to be a member of our VIP community over in the Patreon. Nicholas, what's up, big dog? Good to see you, brother. Everybody's coming back. It's good to see that, man. A lot of people took a break because crypto was down. They were stressed out. Totally understand, man. Totally understand. It's good to see everybody coming back. We got 112 people watching. We got 51 likes. We're halfway there, guys. Let's get it up to 100. You can do it. Put your back into it. Let's keep going along here, though. In the news, what do we have? $3 trillion market shift. Bitcoin dominance signals alt surge, as we just kind of talked about. Let's get into it here. The ever volatile world of cryptocurrency market watchers are buzzing about the potential shift in dynamics. A recent analysis from the crypto analyst Bitcoin Census highlights a critical development in Bitcoin's dominance chart, suggesting that an altcoin season could be brewing. Bitcoin dominance, which measures Bitcoin's market share relative to the total crypto market cap, has rejected a key macro trend line, mirroring patterns seen in 2021 that preceded explosive altcoin rallies. Bitcoin dominance currently hovers around 58%, according to data from CoinMarketCap. This metric is pivotal for understanding capital flows in the crypto ecosystem. When dominance declines, it often signals investor rotating funds into alternative cryptocurrencies or altcoins, seeking higher returns. The chart shared by Bitcoin Census illustrates this rejection vividly. A long-term downward trend from 2017 highs, with recent price action bouncing off of it, potentially paving the way for a drop similar to the 2021 cycle. We will go look at the chart again in a minute as soon as I'm done reading this. Back in 2021, Bitcoin dominance fell from around 60 to below 40, unleashing a frenzy where altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano surged by hundreds or even thousands of percentages. Such a DeFi boom, NFT mania, and institutional adoption fueled that rally. Today, with Bitcoin trading near all-time highs amid spot ETF approvals, the growing mainstream integration into similar setups could emerge. However, macroeconomic uncertainties include interest rates, policies, and geopolitical tensions add layers of complexity. Analysts point out that if the dominance breaks below 55% support level, altcoins could see a significant gain. Ethereum, with its upcoming upgrades, the layer 2 solution like Polygon might lead the charge. Meme coins and AI-related tokens could also benefit from renewed risk appetite. Yet, caution is advised. Crypto markets are notoriously unpredictable, and a Bitcoin-led correction could delay any altcoin season. For investors, this rejection is a call to diversify portfolios strategically, monitoring on-chain metrics such as exchange inflows, blah, 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 blah. Guys, this is another thing that we're doing right now. We're ramping up over on the Patreon. We are helping people figure out as Bitcoin climbs, the Bitcoin dominance is going to start to collapse, and we are going to see altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin over the course of the next 8 to 10 weeks, let's say. Do you have a strategy in place to take profits, know when to take profits, how to take profits, and all that stuff? If you don't, get over to the Patreon. Don't ride everything all the way back up again and then back down again because other content creators are promising you unrealistic price targets. Join the Patreon community today. Let's sit down, have a look at your portfolio, and get a plan in place for you guys. Hybrid Dad, what's going on, man? Hey, Rob, just wanted to say, despite all the nonsense in the market, you've easily been one of the most consistent and reliable sources. God bless you. Thank you so much, brother. God bless you, too. I appreciate that. What's your prediction for Jasmy this year, Rob? Let's say 7-8 cents. Let's say something like that, right? Conservatively. So yes, altcoin season potential, guys. Altcoin season potential. What else do we have? What else is going on out there? The DOJ's Bitcoin sale allegedly breaches an executive order. Dun, dun, dun. The U.S. Department of Justice allegedly breached Executive Order 14233 by liquidating 57.55 Bitcoin originally seized through Coinbase Prime on November 3rd of 2025. This action contravenes rules mandating seized Bitcoin join the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, raising concerns over legal oversight and regulatory adherence to cryptocurrency handling. The U.S. Department of Justice may have violated the order by selling that Bitcoin. The order mandates, yes, we already read that part. The involved parties include the DOJ, U.S. Marshals Service, and developers Rodriguez and William Lonergan Hill. Allegations concern headlining of Bitcoin transfers, which reportedly bypassed typical procedures. The impact of Bitcoin markets and legal frameworks could be extensive. Community reactions may vary as regulatory guidelines are called into question. Some industry players worry about implications for crypto privacy services. Financial implications are noteworthy, with the Bitcoin sale occurring despite apparent policy prohibiting it. The legal landscape may shift as governments' actions face scrutiny from. So basically, the DOJ sold Bitcoin that they seized, which they were not allowed to do per regulatory laws being passed. What is it? An executive order, right? So here's the long and short of it. There's an executive order in place stating that they cannot sell the Bitcoin. They went ahead and sold it anyways, knowing damn well that if you work for the DOJ and you don't know that there's an executive order, you're either incompetent or you're deliberately breaking the law. One of the two, right? So there needs to be consequences, in my opinion, for this. Otherwise, it will happen again. Otherwise, for example, anyone, whatever party, Democrat or Republican, that doesn't believe in the whole crypto space and doesn't believe in the executive order can just, sell Bitcoin, sell the Bitcoin that's seized and stuff like that whenever they want without any consequences. There has to be consequences for breaking the law, even for people who work in the DOJ, right? Bottom line, you cannot just sell the Bitcoin despite the fact that there's an executive order stating that you cannot, and get away scot-free with no consequences, right? What you allow is what will continue. You have to remember that. Ray, what's happening, man? Let's get this money. Smash that like. Absolutely, brother. Can I get an amen to that? Let's segue over to Squawk Box here, guys. What we got? Coinbase's John D'Agostino on Bitcoin. Retail sentiment is catching up to the institutional momentum. Let's go, baby.
Start for the year in crypto. Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies as well on the rise following the capture of Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro. Joining us right now, Coinbase institutional head of strategy, John D'Agostino. Good morning to you. We were debating, I don't know if you saw this, we were having a conversation about Bitcoin, given how prevalent it is in Venezuela. And the question is, does this actually move or change the game for Bitcoin more broadly? Because people say, oh, look at how it's working so well in a place that's not working so well. Or do you say, if Venezuela is going to become a sort of dollarized country at some point, does that change things in the opposite direction?
So I understand the temptation to apply some of the recent bull run in Bitcoin to what's happening in Venezuela. It's a massive geopolitical event. That narrative certainly holds as a long-term thesis, that proof of Bitcoin as a temporary currency to replace a destabilized currency. That's fine. I also hear the argument that we're probably going to have lower oil prices. Historically, the Fed has eased during lower oil price conditions. However, usually that's a demand issue versus this will be a supply issue. I got to be honest, Andrew, I don't see any direct evidence that what's happening in Venezuela is directly applicable.
Okay.
What we're seeing in Bitcoin, since I was on last time, the doldrums, where I gave that sort of tortured analogy of wanting to buy apples when they're cheap.
Right.
Well, apples look pretty good right now. But what we're seeing is a couple of things. We're seeing a gradual rebuilding from this liquidity event we had on October 10th. The market makers are getting more comfortable with their risk parameters, adding risk back into the market. We're seeing retail sentiment catch up to what we've known on the institutional side. So retail sentiment catching up to institutional momentum. And really, we're just seeing the mean reversion trade I talked about. Bitcoin's outperforming gold this year. And together between gold and Bitcoin, you have this wonderful store of value trade that is really, really important. Because if you've held gold for the last 10 years, you've done pretty well, about 260%. You held the S&P, you're up about 300. But the dollar has decreased in purchasing value by over a third. If you've held Bitcoin for that period of time, you're up over 11,000%.
Boom.
So that juice is really, really important if you want to beat inflation over the long term.
What do you got there, Joe? I can see you.
No, I just took something different. I didn't immediately think that Venezuela changing was going to be bullish or otherwise for Bitcoin. I was just I didn't realize it had become so prevalent in many parts. I knew El Salvador, but this gentleman made the case from Andean Capital that, if you're anywhere where there is a debasement of your currency that we have never experienced in the United States, you really don't, you can't, he said, there's no dollars to be had in Venezuela. So what do you have besides that? So Bitcoin was not something people intellectually said, I'm going to start investing in. They had to do it for everyday life. And there's probably other countries in the world that could happen as well.
And that's what's slowly starting to happen in the U.S.
Well,
in fairness, we haven't experienced debasement in a rapid way. We're experiencing it gradually over time, right, by 1,000 paper cuts. But it's a fair point. And look, we're also seeing an increase in the number of places you can spend Bitcoin. Coinbase announced partnerships with various online vendors.
But it's still too volatile, John. It's still too, you don't want to spend a Mercedes on a pizza, and you don't want to buy a pizza if you could have a Mercedes someday.
You may choose not to, but you can. Recent regulations now allow you to post it as collateral for mortgages.
Right.
So fair point. You may choose not to spend a volatile asset.
For mortgages, I mean, the bank would come after you if you have another
spend mine.
80% drawdown. Right?
So posting a volatile asset as collateral, risky move, I agree, should be done conservatively. But my point is there are tens of thousands of places you can now spend Bitcoin.
Right. Is it becoming less volatile? Do you think?
Well, we know it is. I mean, it just is.
Permanently,
It's
permanently less volatile.
Look, will it? I mean, just because an asset is extremely important and widely diversified in breadth and depth of liquidity doesn't mean it doesn't stay volatile, right? Crude oil, let's all remember, crude oil went negative less than 3 years ago.
Just tell us more about what's happening right now in terms of institutional buying, what you're seeing in terms of either corporates, sovereigns, some of the big guys, in terms of what their plans are for this year to the extent that they've shared them with you, and what you thought the plans were going to be last year, because there was a big view, I don't know, halfway through the year, that there was going to be sort of a huge push in, and I don't know if the full push came.
So it did, and it is. And this is sort of what's been frustrating for those of us who work on the institutional side for the last 6-7 months, has been the delta between retail negative sentiment and institutional and regulatory momentum. So we look back at last year, and I must have been on 20 shows talking about how bad Bitcoin was doing. Net down 6% for the entire year.
Right.
This is an asset that's been the best performing asset by far, by a mile. It's been the GOAT 9 out of 12 years. So institutions understood that. So I don't know a single institution that was putting in the work on crypto and Bitcoin last year that stopped because the asset experienced, quite frankly, typical volatility and was down 6%.
So there was nobody who paused or said to you early in the year, you know, we're thinking of going this direction, we're going to do this, and then called you up and said, you know what, we're going to wait till 26 and see where things are.
On the institutional side?
Yeah.
No. If anything, the rapidly increasing regulatory momentum moved them faster. I think today versus a year ago, I don't know of a single large company that doesn't have an AI and blockchain strategy, or at least thinking of one.
Yep.
Right. And my question is, the ones that are thinking, did anybody slow down on the thinking?
On the institutional side? No.
And are you surprised then that the value of Bitcoin didn't, I mean, given what would have been the inflows from the institutional folks, that you didn't see, I mean, obviously, instead of it going up, which it did for a period, it obviously went the other direction at a time when you did have this big influx. And so what should we take away from that?
Well, again, during that period of time, you had massive ETF outflows. So what I saw was retail panicking and institutional providing that support, buffer, and foundation for that price not to go even lower. And now we're seeing retail returning. ETF inflows have been massive, 520 million or so over the last 7 days. And now we're seeing price respond accordingly.
Do you think the adoption of Bitcoin and DeFi, I'm not Bitcoin, of blockchain and DeFi and across the board, does that start to add to the base case for Bitcoin being a real thing? And I saw Jamie Dimon make some comments the other day. He didn't become a Bitcoin bull by any stretch, but he's starting to talk more positively about blockchain and that it's real, it's the future. There's many things that are going to be based on. I wonder if he ever comes around to where he because JP Morgan's involved with Bitcoin now, right?
Well, not just, I mean, but every major bank is developing a blockchain strategy. So we used to talk about this concept of crypto skepticism. I think that's been replaced by crypto resentment in some ways. I think if you've been consistently, outwardly, and vocally negative on this asset class for 10 to 12 years, it's a bit embarrassing.
Like Jamie Dimon has been. But you could take the path of someone like Larry Fink, who used to be publicly against Bitcoin and bashed it at every opportunity, came out and said, I was wrong. Bitcoin's great. Blockchain's great. And now the embarrassment's behind him for being wrong, and he's moved forward and made money, right? Jamie Dimon needs to do the same thing.
Embarrassing at this point. So I think the notion that is this real is sort of gone. Now, companies will determine what their given strategy is going to be, and not everyone's going to dive all in. Not every asset is good for every individual. That's completely understandable. Yeah. But this notion that it's going away, or this notion that it's not something to be taken seriously.
I think that there's still a lot of skepticism.
As my daughter would say, that's so 2023.
When someone says, yeah, blockchain is real, that used to be a complete skeptic on all crypto, I think that...
I don't know of anyone at a senior level in any of these institutions, and we're talking to all of them. I mean, there's been some major announcements.
To think Bitcoin's going to zero. You don't think it?
If you think that now at a partner level, you're keeping your mouth shut because it's a bit embarrassing.
I love it. It's a bit embarrassing at this point. Exactly. Which is why you shouldn't be sitting on the sidelines right now going, I wonder if this is a good investment, right? You're insane at this point if that's what's going through your mind. But let's get into the topic that Andy dropped earlier, guys. Grayscale pays first Ethereum staking rewards as the ETF inflows recover. Grayscale paid out its first staking rewards to investors in its Ethereum staking ETF. The rewards came from Ethereum that was staked between October and the end of December. Instead of paying investors in crypto, Grayscale converted the staking income into cash and distributed 0.083178 per share, 8 cents per share. Investors who held shares as of January 5th received the payment, which was sent out on January 6th. Grayscale said the payment shows how much income the fund earned from staking Ethereum during that period. This move shows that Ethereum staking is now part of the traditional investment products, not just crypto platforms. In late 2025, Grayscale added staking to its Ethereum ETF to help investors earn extra return from the Ethereum network. This allowed investors to benefit from staking without needing to run validators or manage technical risks. The fund was also renamed to reflect the new staking feature, showing Grayscale's growing role in regulated crypto ETFs. The payout comes as Ethereum ETFs in the US are seeking fresh inflows. This suggests investor confidence improving after recent market volatility. According to SoSo Value data, weekly net inflows have turned positive again. The total assets held by Ethereum ETFs are now close to $19 billion. Grayscale said it plans to launch more crypto investment products in the future. The firm also noted that staking involves liquidity rules and security limits, meaning investors should understand how staking works before investing. Yeah, that sounds like the average retail investor understanding how it works before you jump in. That's like 99.99% of crypto investors don't understand a damn thing before they dive in, right? Let's just wing it, baby. You bunch of degenerates. The new inflows follow a period when crypto markets saw heavy selling and price declines. As price fell, many investors pulled out of the ETFs. The recent recovery suggests that some investors used the price drop as a chance to buy more Ethereum ETFs. There you go, guys. I'd buy that for $1. Rob Father, can you please look at Noise? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's not on CoinGecko, that's for sure. Is this a meme coin? I think I looked at this, didn't I? Like 2 months ago? I think so. Yeah, Noise. It's on Base. It's had a rough month. 100 billion max supply. High risk, high reward, for sure. SocialFi meme coin, yes. Meme coin on Base. It's got listings. It's up 42% on the week. It's only up 1%, down 36 on the month. I mean, it seems like as good as any other meme coin out there, really. I mean, I looked at this a little while ago. Look at, I still have my line on the chart here, right? I said we were following this trend line up and that we were going to collapse down below it. And look, we did. We completely collapsed down below. Seems to be trying to hold support right around this range here, though. It's trying to find itself a bottom. As you can see, you had a little bit of support, some resistance back here. And now here you're trying to hold it. You held it as support again at 40851 is your support level. But here's the thing, though. If you do come up, you have the potential for a right shoulder you could be coming up here to come in and drop back down like that on the daily time frame. So you might see lower lows, but in the meantime, you're probably going to see a little bit of a rally, maybe close to 303. You could see a little bit of a rally there in the meantime. But if it does, be prepared to take profits, not financial risk, because it's probably coming down, right? So be ready for that, brother. Be ready for that. Let's go have a look over at Bitcoin's chart. All right, so yes, as you can see, guys, Bitcoin's struggling right here at $94,000. Like I said yesterday, if we did fail to close above it, I said we would see a bit of a red candle here today. I said we could go down as low as about 92.7 to test this support. If that doesn't hold, maybe 91.5 is in the cards. But it's just a little bit of consolidation, though, guys. It's nothing to really be too worried about, right? I could see us form a little bit of a bull pennant here, or bull flag, one of the two, right? We could do something like this and just bounce in this range for about a week before making the next leg up, right inside of our golden pocket here for filling the CME gap at 96K. So very, very possible, very, very possible. But for now, like I said, probably going to come down somewhere around 92.7 to about 91.5 in that range, potentially for a retest to build some support before continuing up, which is perfectly normal, guys. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green daily candles in a row. Having a red one is nothing to be too worried about. Have I spoken about XCN today? It's been running hard. Is this correction coming? I talked about it yesterday. I think we looked at XCN's chart yesterday, but not today. Yeah, look at this Onyx Coin chart. It had a big run, and then it already had a bit of a correction. Look at that. Look at that move all the way up to resistance. The two resistance lines I put in yesterday. Check that out. Talk about a call, guys. 1 cent 2 to 1 cent 2.8. Perfectly hit both of those resistance levels, and then came back down to a penny. What you want to do is you want to continue to close above support here. You want to close above, let's just call it 2095 to a penny. You want to keep closing above that level, right? Build that as support before moving up. I think you're going to see a little bit of consolidation across a lot of altcoins right now and Bitcoin. You're going to see some bull flags and some bull pennants form across a lot of charts right now before making their next leg up. So maybe we spend the rest of this week consolidating, and then we start moving up again over the weekend or into next week, right? That wouldn't surprise me at all. So yeah, anyway. All right, guys, I got some stuff to do. I got some running around to do. I will be live later tonight, around 4 p.m. Central. I will be live we'll do 8 p.m. Anyway, I'll see you live later tonight. Patreon live, 6 p.m. Central. Don't forget that, guys. If you're not a member of the Patreon community, you better get over there, guys. We got some important stuff we're discussing, especially if you don't have a profit-taking plan, an exit strategy in place. If you're sitting there right now wondering what you should do, jump over there, guys. Let's sit down, book a one-on-one coaching call. Let's get your portfolio out there. Let's have a look. Let's create a plan for you, okay? The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.